Sisi kama familia tumejua mtoto wetu alikuja university. Ako 4th year. Mambo mengine ambayo tunaona kwa social media hatujui. He was brought up as a Christian. High school Kimuron, St. Francis Kimuron alikuwa anaitwa pastor.
Chiloba alleged killers to remain in police custody for 21 days. A man who allegedly hacked his 2 daughters to death in Kisii to be remanded for 14 days. Also tonight,
I, Chief Justice Retired David Kenani Maraga, having been appointed as chairperson of the National Task Force on Improvement of the Terms and Conditions of Service and other reforms.
Maraga sworn in as chair of Police Reforms Task Force.
Suspects in the murder of fashion expert Edwin Chiloba, who was murdered and his body found dumped in Kipkenyo last week, will be detained for further 21 days for police officers to conclude investigations.
The suspects in the murder of Edwin Kiprotich Kipto, now famously known as Chiloba, led by the prime suspect Jackton Odhiambo, today appeared before Eldoret Chief Magistrate to answer to charges of murder. Chief Magistrate Richard Otieno directed that the suspects be remanded for further 21 days to aid in investigations with the case scheduled for hearing later this month.
The application is granted. You can mention it. 21 days will take us to which date? 30th of this month. Mention on 31st of January.
With the Chiloba believed to have been an activist of the LGBT community in Kenya, his family has come out strongly to deny those claims, terming the deceased as a staunch Christian since his days in primary school.
Kwa majina ni Kaudensha Tanu, first cousin ya Edwin Kiprotich Kipto. Tunashukuru Mungu kwa umbali huu ambaye tumeona hakika serikali yetu ya Kenya inafuatilia mambo yake. Mambo ya kotini imebidi tukuja tukamwacha bale mochari kwa uchungu, lakini hakika tunaona serikali yetu ya Kenya inatusaidia. By that 21 days ambaye polisi wameomba, nina uhakika at the end of the day kuna light na Edwin atapata justice. Sisi kama familia tumejua mtoto wetu alikuja university. Ako 4th year. Mambo mengine ambayo tunaona kwa social media hatujui. He was brought up as a Christian. High school Kimuron, St. Francis Kimuron alikuwa anaitwa pastor. Alikuwa student leader akiongoza mambo ya YCS. So hii mambo mengine tunasikia hatujui, tumeonea media, tumeonea social media, na ninaomba wa Kenya just be fair. Be fair for us. Kwa sababu kuna mtu anaweza taka mtoto wake akue hivyo. Just be fair, hatujui hiyo mambo na mtoto wetu amewawa. Tunataka tu justice, nothing more, just justice, na muache arrest in peace.
Chiloba, a fashion designer, was a 4th-year student at the University of Eldoret. He is alleged to have had an altercation with his alleged lover and friend Jackton Odhiambo before his murder, with police officers having already captured the vehicle used in dumping the body. Ian Keitani, Lookuptv.
A man by the name Nelson Ontita was today arraigned before Magistrate Callistus Nambafu in Ogembo over the brutal murder of his 2 children in Kisii County. Ontita will remain in custody a further 14 days to aid police in the investigations.
By Kisii Alan Rawai, we are seeking for 10 days to hold the suspect.
President William Ruto today issued an executive order, the first notification of this year, that will see new roles assigned to his cabinet as he moves to reorganize his government structure as he continues in aiming to run the country in a transformative manner. Even in the plan, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has been assigned different institutions where he will deputize the president in executive functions. The Deputy President will chair cabinet committees, oversee implementation of cabinet decisions across all ministries and state departments, whereas the office of the Prime Cabinet Secretary, held by Musalia Mudavadi, will assist the President and the Deputy in the coordination and supervision of government ministries and state departments. They will also chair and coordinate national government legislative agenda across all ministries and state departments in consultation with and for transmission to the party of coalition leaders in Parliament. This first order this year supersedes Executive Order Number 1 of 2022. Retired Chief Justice David Maraga is back on duty, having been sworn in today as a chairperson of a task force that will oversee reforms at the National Police Service and Kenya Prison Service. Maraga and 22 other members of the task force were appointed by President Ruto.
2 years after his retirement as the Chief Justice, David Maraga is back in the public service docket.
I, Chief Justice retired David Maraga, having been appointed as chairperson.
Maraga is now the chairman of Police Operations Service Reform Task Force. This is after he was sworn in to head the 20 members task force.
Doreen Muthaura, having been appointed
as a member to the National Task Force on improvement of the terms and conditions of service,
do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Constitution and the President of Kenya.
In his acceptance speech, the former CJ indicated that all the members of the task force appreciate the critical nature of the task ahead of them and that they were equal to the task, adding that he will seek to incorporate the input of the general public through public participation.
It is clear to the entire membership of the task force that the task ahead of us is a critical one that needs all our effort. As a team, we look forward to engaging the leadership of both the National Police Service and the Kenya Prison Service, the two institutions that are core focus of our assignment.
Chief Justice Martha Koome congratulated Maraga on his appointment as the chairperson of the task force on police reforms shortly after the latter was sworn in, asking the task force to push for reforms in the sector.
This is the Kenyan dream for a police service and prison service that serves the people and upholds utmost professionalism. Indeed, our criminal justice sector cannot function effectively when our men and women in the police service and prison service are not motivated and enabled with a conducive environment that will enable them to discharge their mandates. I therefore urge you, honorable members of the task force, to work towards the realization of our constitutional dream of undemocratic policing.
Among the roles of Maraga-led task force, will be recommending improvement of working and living condition of police officers, identifying and recommending legal policy, administrative and operation reforms in the National Police Service. The task force will also review and recommend improvement of police welfare in the National Police Service and the Kenya Prison Service.
So it is our hope as a task force that the deliverables from this assignment will form the basis and the impetus for the current administration to implement its commitments to the stated police and the prison reform.
David Maraga team will assess and recommend on improvement of the working and living conditions of the police officers in the country. Reporting for Lookuptv from Supreme Court, my name is Shadrach Kareria.
Uasin Gishu County Commissioner Edison Nyale today confirmed the arrest of criminals who have been involved in the theft of cars between Uasin Gishu, Trans Nzoia and Kakamega, saying that more than 14 vehicles have been recovered and will be returned to the owners.
Na walikuwa wanakuja tukawashika njiani. Uzuri ndio huo. Wanatoka Kakamega, wamefika Mumias, wanakuja Eldoret, waende Trans Nzoia. But yao siku 40 kafika kwetu, tumewashika basi kwa ndani. Tushukuru hilo jambo. Tumeshika watatu sasa hivi. Tumeshika watatu. Na in case kuna anybody else ambaye amefichika, yeye pia tunaangalia. Tumeshika na kuregesha magari 14. Imebaki gari moja KAY. Nilikuwa tunajiuliza hii pia ni gari, wacha tuitafute na tumpatie mwenyewe. Na moja mwisho ilikuwa Trans Nzoia, Toyota Hiace. Na all the numbers, we have all the numbers. Tumkitaka tuwapatie. Na tuone hawa watatushukuru ama watasema ni bure. Lakini magari yao tumeregesha. It's a positive and it's an achievement that the security agencies have moved in swiftly to arrest those firearms and also those culprits who have been causing insecurity in this county.
We're going into a short break now. We'll come back with more news in a bit.
Usienda nayo huko ndani, unaacha hapo kwa luggage ndio uingie.
Ni wacho kwa luggage namna gani nataka kutumia huko ndani? Nimekuja na hii gani ndio inatumika? Hii paketi ama hii kuchota? Kwani serious hii? Bwana wacheni mchezo bwana. Nini nyinyi?
Karibu customer. Hizi bidhaa unaziacha pale kwenye luggage ndipo sasa ufanye shopping kwa supermarket yetu. Kuchota ni kufanya shopping pekee.
Ni kufanya shopping.
Raundi hii chota mapema na Hetia Supermarket ndio best. Kwa mara nyingine tena Hetia Supermarket inakuletea chota na Hetia Supermarket. Kushiriki shindano la chota ni rahisi. Ingia tu Hetia Supermarket iliyo karibu nawe Kitale, Bungoma, Eldoret, Kakamega, Kisumu, Busia, Naivasha, Limuru, Nairobi, Thika, Nyeri, Meru, Chuka na Maua. Nunua bidhaa ya shilingi 600 na zaidi na utapewa raffle ticket. Jaza vizuri na utumbukize kwa sanduku iliyo mlangoni. Utakuwa umeingia kwa draw ya kujishindia zawadi kama gari 7 aina Daihatsu Mira, pikipiki 21 aina ya TVS, 1130 school fees, TVS, microwaves, shopping vouchers na vingine vingi.
Bas, ni huku. Saidia bibi.
Chota kuchota imethaminiwa na Uwe Bacon, Savannah Juice Fruit Vial, My Choice Hand Wash, Zesta Choco Primo, Ketepa, Blue Band, Aramco, Oven Fresh Bread, Nivea, Silent Night Mattresses, Coca-Cola pamoja na Hisense. Shindano hili limeidhinishwa na BCLB permit number 002816. Sheria na masharti kutumika.
Chota kuchota na Hetia Supermarket, na hii motokaa gari smart kabisa inaweza kuwa yako. Unangoja nini? Ingia. Fanya shopping yako Hetia Supermarket, uchoto kuchote na hii kari. Hii motokaa inaweza kuwa yako. Mtu anaweza pesa kwa buti.
Hetia Supermarket, a world of choice.
Vera Beauty and Fashion College is focused on being the leading technical and vocational training institute in the region. Our team possesses in-depth knowledge and extensive experience in the industry, offering thorough training in cosmetology, hairdressing, interior design, creative arts, training of trainers, nail technology, and fashion design. With branches in Nairobi, Thika, Meru, Eldoret, and now in Mombasa, our courses ensure that learners are completely equipped with knowledge, competency, and employability skills. Enroll today to be a part of a center of excellence.
Members of the County Assembly in Kiambu today assembled for their special meeting outside the offices of the county's governor, Paul Kimani Wamatangi. While addressing their grievances, the MCAs said the governor's self-will in his Wamatangi Foundation work is undermining development in the area because his projects apparently have his signature on them. They're upset that the governor is pasting his pictures all over the county government vehicles and in bursary allocation, and they say this is for his own good.
On Monday, members of the County Assembly in Kiambu County brought their frustrations outside the offices of their county's boss, Kimani Wamatangi. In their quest to understand the reason behind their governor's behavior, the MCAs wanted Kimani Wamatangi to come clean on his intentions to using his Wamatangi Foundation for his own benefits in the name of developing the county, leaving other leaders behind.
Kama kwangu Ting'ang'a, yeye anaenda mashinani na anasema Mwaura hana responsibility ya representation at the ward. Surely I niliitisha kura, niliomba kura, nikapewa. Huyu ni appointed. Is he recognized within the act?
Kwa nini tulikuwa tunapitisha CEC? Kama CEC hawezi fanya kazi, ati kazi yote lazima ikuwe kwa governor. Ukipigia CEC wa barabara, tinga, tractor ya kulima barabara, lazima ukuje kwa governor.
In addition, the leaders wanted Wamatangi to indicate clear distribution of the bursary allocated funds to different areas in Nyahururu, stating that their governor is conflicting them with the citizens.
Pesa zimewekwa za bursary in this financial year zile tulikuwa supposed kugawa ni 100 million. But my governor ameandika, alisema wakati ya ni Mashujaa Day, Jamhuri Day, alisema tutagawa 200 million. Nauliza nikiwa chairman wa education, where is the other 100 million? Because ile pesa iko pale is 100 million. So he is taking us in conflict.
Wanataka kutumia foundation inaitwa Wamatangi Foundation. Sisi ndio tulichaguliwa na watu wa Kiambu. Watu wa Kiambu ndio sisi ndio wanauliza maswali. Ikifika ni mambo ya basari, wazazi wanakuja kwetu manyumbani. Hawaendi kwa wale watu wa Wamatangi Foundation. Na sisi tulikuwa tunataka kuambia governor apeane basari kulingana na vile imenakiliwa katika kisheria.
Kwa hivyo tunaomba governor afuate sheria ya kwamba bazares zitoke na zitoke sasa. Shule iko karibu kurudiwa, sasa tunataka atumie ile njia inayofaa kisheria.
The one-term governor who had not reported in his office would have a heavy task to bear in bringing the leaders back to track and solving out their problems.
Kwa ile gari mnaona za NHIF, hii nini anafanya NHIF, bado amebadilika picha kwa gari zake ili watu waone na ni gari za county. Sisi tunataka kusema hatukubaliani na kuwekwa kwa picha za gavana.
Mimi ninaomba governor tusaidiane. Wamatangi, ninakuomba udilink Wamatangi Foundation from the activities of the county government.
If the understanding will not be brought to desk sooner or later, Kiambu County will experience such misunderstanding now and then between the governor and his leaders in the service of Kiambu people. Moses Okech, Lookuptv.
3 people are now reported dead in the Saturday road accident in Bungoma. In this accident, 2 of the 3 died on the spot after a bus coming from the opposite direction rammed into their saloon car. The 3rd died while receiving treatment, according to Bungoma County Police Commander. The bus, owned by Nairobi Air, was heading towards Kisumu when it swerved off its own lane and hit the car, which was heading to Busia. Police boss Francis Coley further said the driver, identified as Joseph Andrew, fled the scene after the accident.
Here with my colleagues who have been involved in rescue operations since the incident took place, and from their sub-counties actually we can report that quite a number of those ones, the victim of that sad incident, were admitted and later discharged. And from the information that the police has in its records that we want members of the public to have is that we are able to account for all those who are involved in that accident, except for those ones who traveled who are taken to the other side of Uganda for medical treatment, not on serious conditions but on fair condition, because they boarded borders. But for the 37 passengers those who we rescued, actually we ensured that they got medication at the right time, and I know most of them actually have been discharged. So we can report with a lot of confidence that not 21 as mentioned by other media's outlets there, and to us is we have 37 that we can account for, and not 21 deaths. We only lost 3, 2 adults and 1 child. That's the number that we can confirm, and that we condole with the relatives for the 3 people we lost in that accident. At this point, our traffic department is trying to get more information on that one. We will give you at later because we are still looking for the driver and the conductor to give their statements. At preliminary investigations give us that there was something that we need to get the driver's statement so that we will be able to have a full or complete statement on that one.
Jiggers are now an official menace and nuisance in Shinyalu, Hayaga, and this has prompted police in Hayaga Police Station, in collaboration with community health workers and the administration police, to move from house to house in different villages, treating people infested with jiggers. The Chief Public Health Officer, Shinyalu, Joseph Luambi, has asked residents to maintain cleanliness in order to avert the spread of jiggers.
Tunasema kwamba kuna watoto hawa ambao wanatakana kwenda shule lakini wameathiriwa na dudu na tunaona kwamba tukaweza kuwasaidia kwa kuwatibu kwa maana tumetembea na madaktari ambao wana ujuzi. Tunalenga watoto hawa hata watu wazima, vijana hata na wazee wale ambao wameathiriwa sana wakaweza kutibiwa.
If we reach out to a bigger population, tutaweza kusaidia wale ambao wako nyumbani, but we do a repeat exercise after we've done this one, and the same time tunajaribu tuwezavyo ili we reach out to as many people as possible. But you find that it's a big challenge to us because walking around the community and maybe going to each and every household to ensure that our watoto, our mama, watoto na kila mtu ambaye ako na shida anafanya nini, anatibiwa. Ukiangalia hata the type of housing we have in these areas, utakuta most of them ni za udongo, alafu the red soil iko predominant in this area, na unapata ya kwamba hii wadudu ambao ni jiggers wanapenda sana hiyo red soil.
Katika vijiji hali imekuwa ngumu kwa watoto wenye wako na jiggers. Juu hawawezi enda shuleni, afya yao imeathirika, hawana amani. Hata natumai ya kwamba watoto wataenda shuleni, shule zikianza 23rd.
Mimi ninapea OCS pongezi kutembea huku mpaka ameniletea madaktari watibu watoto wangu, niona watoto wangu wanarudi shule wakiwa sawa, pamoja na wote wenye wako kwa hizo mashule wakuwe wako sawa.
Miguu yangu matuti na ninaoma, niko na matuti kwa miguu, nataka kuponyaji, kuko hapa na polisi.
Watoto wengi wameathirika, wengine wanashindwa kutembea kutokana na hizi jiggers.
Nashukuru wa polisi wote pamoja na OCS waendelee kututembelea hivyo wakitibu watoto wetu na ndugu zetu ili kumaliza hiyo ugonjwa wa chikas.
Tumeshirikiana na OCS Khaeka, madaktari, CHVs kutembelea watu wetu kwa hizi jamii mbalimbali, haswa hii sehemu ya Kwirenyi ambao wameathirika pakubwa sana na hii mambo ya chikas. Na sisi kama ofisi tumechukua hiyo initiative na tutaendelea nayo, tutatembelea hizi area zote ili tuhakikishe tunasaidia watu wetu, shule zikifunguliwa wakuwe na afya bora katika mazingira mazuri.
Nairobi ODM youth leaders from 17 constituencies came together to celebrate Raila Odinga's birthday. Let's have a look.
Tumeungana na vijana wa chama. Tumeungana kama vijana wa chama na tuko hapa kidete kusema kwamba tuko Nairobi. Na mambo ya Nairobi haitasimama kwa sababu kuna vita kati ya deputy president anataka kuingilia kazi ya governor. Mimi nasema hivi, mambo ni rahisi. Kama Gachagua anataka kuwa governor, resign, akuje tumchague ama simame na mtu tuone kama atashinda atakuwa governor Nairobi. Wachia Sakaja kazi yake afanye, alichaguliwa. Na Sakaja hakuchaguliwa na kabila moja. Sakaja alichaguliwa na kabila zote Nairobi. Na tunasema hivi, kama Sakaja anasema kuna sheria zinafaa zifanywe na ziwekwe Nairobi, tafadhali Gachagua, wacha sheria ifanye kazi yake Nairobi.
Ndio angekuwa kiongozi, angekuwa kiongea mambo yenye anaongea. Amesahau kufanya kazi yake ya udeputy, anataka kufanya kazi ya Nairobi. Sisi kama vijana, sisi ndio tulichagua Sakaja kama governor. Na sisi kama vijana wa Nairobi, asua vijana wa ODM, tuko karibu vijana 500,000 katika hii Nairobi.
And that's the news on Lookuptv. Thank you for your company. Have a good night.